Good morning, good afternoon, EXP agents, depending on where you're at. Appreciate you joining us on this Monday. We are the Lofty team here. Myself, Wilson, you probably recognize I've been on a few trainings with you guys, but I actually have a few members of the Lofty team joining me today. I have Brittany from our DMA team that I'm going to have speak for a few minutes just in regards to digital marketing and some of the services we offer here at Lofty. She'll spend a few minutes, and I do have her contact information I can throw in the chat for you guys if you want to reach out to her directly, or if you have more questions come up during the training today, I will be sure to send that information her way. Training?
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, we're good to go. Sorry about that. I had a little bit of an echo on mine, but we're good to go following this. Thank you.
No problem at all. Hi guys, I'm Brittany. I'm from the digital marketing department here. I'm a dedicated marketing analyst to work with you agents specifically on creating out a strategy that'd be kind of best to kind of focus in on bringing leads to your system to continue to grow your business. I just briefly have a few things to go over as far as like some of the things that we offer, some different strategies that are available. As Wilson said, he will share my contact information. So if you want to take a look at booking a one-on-one consultation to kind of discuss and curate things a little bit more specifically for you, that will be absolutely available. We do focus in on like a full 360 aspect to kind of make sure that messaging is direct and consistent across all channels. What we definitely focus in as far as your paid marketing is a little bit on some search-based platforms, also known as like a PPC campaign. We do focus in on about 2 platforms for that. We focus in on Google, which is your biggest main known, kind of focuses on driving a little bit more higher intent of a lead, just because they're actively going to search for what it is that your business has to offer as far as services. Another option that dives in for a search-based platform is Microsoft Bing. And I know it's kind of crazy to hear that because most people don't think about Bing. Biggest difference that we actually see between them, because they do mimic one another, is Bing tends to typically lean more toward an older, more educated audience. Sometimes it's a lot more of a sophisticated buyer. Less competition in a sense, because there's not a lot of advertisers that are clogging up the space, as well as with it, Bing could be beneficial for some locations, but maybe not as beneficial for others. So that's where having a one-on-one consultation definitely benefits, and making sure we kind of curate out specifically for what your business needs. We as well kind of focus in on platform for social media marketing. With that, we do focus on both buyer and sellers. We can curate out specifically for each one. When it comes to buyers, we create out what we call a dynamic Facebook buyer campaign, which allows us to put some criteria and focuses that we want in place. And then the campaign will dynamically curate out the ad specifically for the user itself. So it kind of speaks to them a little bit direct. Focuses in on trying to make sure it's like matching around what it is that they interact with on those platforms. Some other options that we do have within as part of your 360 is a little bit more of the geofarm and more of your print mailers aspect. So there's a lot of different packages that are offered. Some that are just kind of like start and go, and some where we can kind of curate out something specific and create that full customization, making sure that your brand messaging is out as accurate as possible. And we're making sure we're getting in front of the right users at the right time, and making sure that all of that kind of lines in with it. As far as anything majorly specific, without kind of diving into all of the details, because I can talk about marketing forever, I think that's at least what I have now to cover. If needed, I can as well share this with Wilson to be able to share with you guys if anything.
Definitely. Thank you, Brittany. I think just any other questions that come in from the group regarding any of this, I'll be sure to send your way. I'll drop your email address in the chat here and have people reach out directly. But do really appreciate
absolutely.
Yeah, really appreciate you coming on, sharing this information. I think there'll be some EXP agents that are getting in and using Lofty will have some interest here. So do really appreciate it. Yeah, dude, thank you so much for coming in. I'm sure we'll have you join again, member your team in the future. So thanks. Perfect. Thanks so much, Brittany. I'll be sure to pass the information over. But thanks again.
Alrighty. You guys have a good day. Bye.
You too. And folks, bear with us. We've got Lauren as well. As I mentioned, maybe at the start you caught that, but she'll be taking us through some lead pipeline management training within Lofty. So she'll be sharing her screen inside Lofty. Just hang tight for just a moment as we get that set up here.
All right. Let me just go ahead and share my screen now. All right. Can everyone see that? Wilson, can you see that?
I can. Yep.
Perfect. Okay. Any introductions or am I good to start?
On mute. You're good to go, Lauren. I do appreciate it. I didn't give a proper introduction, but I know you've been on with these EXP calls with us before. Lauren's a subject matter expert at Lofty, got a lot of knowledge on lead pipeline management, so I asked her to step in and help today. So you were good to go. And like I said, I'll turn my camera on for questions and things too as needed. So
awesome. Thank you so much. Well, hello again, guys. My name is Lauren. I'm an onboarding specialist here at Lofty. And I am going to be going through pipeline management, lead management, just basically everything to help kind of organize your leads and just streamline the entire process. So one of the main things that you'll be doing once you actually are in Lofty is uploading your previous database, right? And there's a couple of different ways that you can actually organize those leads. So when you are actually in your Lofty account, you're going to go to your people page here, and you'll notice that there's a drop down here that also has segments. I will go over that here in a bit as well, but this is going to be your main people page, essentially where you'll live in day out as you're actually in Lofty. So up here at the top, we have our first line item here underneath the main navigation. So you might have some views here pre-made for you guys, just kind of depending, not 100% sure, but you can also create your own views as well, just to kind of help pop in different filters to check certain lead types. So some examples of that, maybe you want to look at all of today's new leads. We have a quick view for that. Today's opportunities, that's going to be based on general activity and like lead score and things like that. But what this section in particular here is it's just a way to create a quick view or filter view for your leads. So let's say you get like a lot of Zillow leads in, or maybe you get like a lot of Realtor.com leads. You can create a view for those so that if you want to pop into that section really quick, check those filters, you can. And then you could see those filters over here on the right-hand side as well. So for example, we looked at today's new leads and it has that filter applied. Now, right underneath that, you'll see all leads, new leads, attempting contact, nurture cold. These are all just kind of like out of the box, the most common pipeline names that's just been kind of, used industry standard. You can customize this. Actually, let me remove this filter really quick. Okay. So you can customize this. So if you guys have like a standardized way of naming your pipeline or the journey that your buyer or seller is going through, you can customize that as well by using this little sprocket icon right next to the filter. So again, these are all of the ones out of the box. You can delete the ones that you don't want. You can create new ones. And again, this is just a way to kind of track the stage in which your buyer or seller is in. So, nurture cold, warm, hot, again, whatever you guys define as your pipeline, you can completely customize that. Now, in addition to the filter views for you to, again, just really quickly look at a group of leads, your pipeline for the journey, the other thing that you can do to organize your leads is we're going to go directly into one of our lead profiles here as an example. And that will be your tags. So you can see that here on the left-hand side. Now, again, we have some out of the box, just ones that we implement automatically, just depending, so if you're doing the Lofty paid advertising, for example, you'll see, Lofty paid ads as a tag. If you're utilizing the AI sales assistant, we will also automatically add the AI tags as well. But tags are a great way to get super granular with organizing your leads. So, you have your view, you have your pipeline, and then your tags are great for any sort of, I guess I'll say, like personal indicators. Like, for example, maybe someone has a pet, maybe they have a dog. So you can tag them with dog and then send them homes with big backyards. You can also utilize tags to trigger automations in your smart plans, as well as implementing backend tags on landing pages. So if you run a specific campaign of any type, you can have a backend tag that'll be placed on that lead automatically, and then that can subsequently start a smart plan. So you can, add a tag directly to the lead profile. But if you want to, pop in tags that you're going to be utilizing quite a bit, you can find that in your settings. And we're going to go to company. And we're going to go to tags. So here you can just pre-populate, any tags that you guys know you're going to be utilizing. You can create tags in the moment, but if you want to make sure that it's there, you can add those in first. Same thing with lead sources. If you guys need to create any sort of new lead sources, you shouldn't have to, just because we automatically create lead sources as they're API'd in. But let's say you meet someone randomly at the grocery store or something, you can create a lead source for that as well. So going back to our people page. Now, one of the other main ways that you can organize your leads, and that's going to be back under this people dropdown, is your segments. Now, at first, these look like they work very similar to the views that you can create. But the main difference with the segments is that they can have broken out analytics, and you can track like specific automations with them as well. So here's some ones that we pre-populate for you guys: referrals, SOI. Again, you can create, and if I were to go into like my referrals here, for example, you'll see up here, you can see all of the leads that are in the referral section, any automations that are applied to these particular leads, and then the actual performance of those automations and just how that particular segment is working in terms of website activity, behavior, their trends, so that if you have a segment like your SOI, for example, you can see what their behaviors are, so you can tailor your approach or your drip marketing to them appropriately. So going back again, so we have the views, which is a quick filter way to just look at a group of leads very quickly. We have your pipeline, which is a way to track the journey that your buyer and seller leads are in, or investors, whichever. We have the tags, which are, again, a way to more granularly identify, certain aspects of a lead, like if they came in through a swimming pool campaign, if they have a pet, if they have like a preference in terms of like a gift, like if you want to send like a post-closing gift, for example, you can apply those tags. And then the segment, which is a way, again, to break out certain leads and track their individual analytics. And then really quickly, because I knew the segment was going to be very short, because it's generally how it goes, but you can also customize your table as well for your people page. So, I mean, as you can see, there's a lot of information for you to scroll through. So if you'd like to just kind of see like the most important information, like first and at the front, you can customize what information is actually on that table. So by clicking this little table icon right underneath the filters, let's say, you know, I don't need inquiries. I don't need like tasks. I don't need registration, you know, whatever you don't need. And you can also move these columns up. So if you want to move like the agent up here closer to the top, you can. But that way, if you want to just get a quick view of the information you care about the most, you can just get a quick view of it and then click back into the lead profile and get more info. But that's really it. I mean, in terms of just like really basic like lead organization and just different things that you guys can do to organize your leads. So if there's anything more specific I could touch on, Wilson, like let me know. But yeah.
No, definitely. So there's a few questions rolling through the chat, and they aren't necessarily directly associated with the lead pipeline management. But one thing that Tim asked, and I can follow up if neither of us know for sure, it's more a transactions question. It says, does Lofty offer a file management system for each transaction?
So you can upload documents into Lofty. So if you go to like your lead profile, for example, go to transaction and documents, there is a separate document section that you can upload to like locally from your computer. Now, how many, like the file size, like maximum, or, you know, how many documents you can upload, not 100% sure on that. I think the individual upload is like 50 megabytes. I don't know the max though, but you can, you know, individually upload your documents. You can also, you know, integrate with Google Drive, Dropbox if you want to integrate those programs as well.
Okay. No, I appreciate that. I wasn't totally sure. One other question Gigi asked, and this is more of kind of a mobile app question. She says, does Lofty integrate with Apple Contacts such that when I enter a contact in my phone, it goes to my Lofty as a new lead?
So there is a way to upload your contacts. If you go to, let's switch back to our personal settings here, go to lead import. You can upload contacts via app. So you can scan this QR code and, you know, import them that way. It's not going to do it automatically though. Like if you were to add a new contact to your, you know, your Apple contact section, it's not going to do that automatically. So if you want to add in new contacts, I would do them in bulk, like once a month or something. But yeah, it's not like
I wasn't aware.
thing.
Totally. And I wasn't aware that we had that integration set up with Apple Contacts. It's kind of what my response was. I kind of just suggested if you were on the fly using your mobile app and wanted to add in leads, it'd probably be easiest right now with the mobile Lofty mobile app. I know the QR code that you suggested too would be maybe another way as well, but I don't have that way to directly integrate with Apple Contacts. So perfect.
There's not like a direct integration that's going to like continuously upload. So the QR code is going to be the best bet.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Lauren. Right now, there's no other questions that are rolling in. There are some people active in the chat. Look like they're typing some things, but one that just came in from Dodie: does Lofty integrate with luxury presence websites? Which I believe we do have an integration for that already, if I'm not mistaken.
I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say it's like an integration. We do have a widget in your website section that you can place on luxury presence to just like automatically get that lead information over. Otherwise, I mean, we can do like a Zap or, you know, API connections to bring like form information over, but the website widget is going to be the easiest way to kind of go about that.
That's what we have built already. Is that in our? You said that's under websites, or is that in our our marketplace?
It is in websites. So if I just click on like a random one here, it's going to be under widgets. And then here we have these external widgets with the iframe code that you can then pop in on the back end to luxury presence.
Okay, got it. Thank you. Yeah, I think right now that's pretty much all it's rolling in question wise. I don't know if there's anything else specifically you wanted to cover in regards to lead pipeline management. I know you said that was probably a rather quick topic, but
Hmm.
let's see. Gigi's asking. Yeah, definitely a little bit of a smaller group in EXP world than I think some of the last Mondays and Wednesdays. So I think that has something to do with some of the questions, less questions than normal. Yeah, I can see if anything else rolls in here in the next few minutes. Do you mind, Lauren, just while we're hanging out and seeing if a few more questions come in, do you mind just kind of going through just at the top there of the Lofty account, just showing people again, there's a lot of new agents that are just barely getting to Lofty, just showing them kind of where to go to access, like basically what's covered under like our little question mark. So if they have like tech help or trainings or things they can access from there.
Yeah, absolutely. So this question mark, it's going to be next to your profile photo, whenever you upload a photo or anything. This is going to be a huge resource for you guys, just because, yes, you can access our help center to get, quick information, but it will also have links to our learning center. So while we do have these live trainings available for you guys to sign up, attend these live trainings, I know a lot of people like to get a head start on these things. So we do have learning modules and our recorded trainings in our learning center. So you can get a jump start on that. Any new updates that we make to Lofty, I think like bi-weekly and monthly, we do make, minor changes to the UI, sometimes very big changes, but you could see basically any update that we make directly in Lofty Updates. This suggest a feature option is great if you feel like there is a mechanic or just something that might be lacking in Lofty that you feel would be beneficial to everyone that's going to be utilizing Lofty. So this is a system where you can submit a feature request and other users can vote on that request. And our product team does live in that. And they see what is like the highest voted thing, and they do implement that for future product updates. The Facebook user community. So this is a direct link to request access to our Facebook user community. Some of our other onboarding specialists are admins for that group. So we do go in, answer any questions that are posted there. It is a huge just well of knowledge, for other Lofty users. They bounce ideas off of each other. Some users will share, some tried and true smart plans that they might have created. So it is great just to kind of bounce ideas off of other Lofty users that are actively using the system. If you ever have to write into support@lofty.com, you can track any of the tickets that you have open directly in this section as well. And then if you want to sign up for any of our live trainings, we have this get training option. QR codes to scan to download our mobile app for both iOS and Android. And then finally, just some general, support information. So in addition to support@lofty.com, we do have our direct phone number here, as well as this link to just directly chat with support. So if you have a preference in how you want to reach out to support, whether that's chat, email, or phone, we have a couple of different options.
I think there was some earlier stuff in the chat where people are asking about like phone support and some language capabilities within Lofty. So I appreciate you touching on some of that. Yeah, not as much activity in here today. We can give it maybe another minute or two, see if some other questions roll in, and then if we wrap up early, that'll be okay. Just given the topic and kind of what we covered today. Those in the training today, just keep in mind we will continue to have these on Mondays and Wednesdays at the 10 a.m. Pacific time, 1 p.m. Eastern time. We will be getting in on Wednesdays, training within just more of the getting started dashboard setup. We're kind of staggering some of these topics just because we know a lot of the agents at EXP are new to Lofty. So we're getting into certain topics and covering certain things a little more often as far as the cadence. But as far as specific things that we touch on moving forward, I think next week there's going to be some things, more stuff around smart plans that we've covered a little bit of already. But Lauren came in today to help out and just touch on lead pipeline management. Really do appreciate you doing that and showing off. We have a couple questions look like they're trickling in just right now, being typed up. So I think some members of the chat are wanting to speak, which I'm not clear on how to make that happen. I don't know if the EXP technical side, since working out of EXP World and StreamYard, I haven't had the ability to take audio questions. So it looks like Gigi Lindberg is asking if she can ask a question verbally, and I don't know how to do that. So I'm more so just bringing that up, Lauren, for anybody on the EXP side, if they can assist on that or if there's a way to do that. One question that just came in from Felix is, do I need to set up a smart number or can I text directly from Lofty? Felix, you would have within your Lofty account set up, you have a virtual smart number that will allow you, I think with the way that Lofty set up with Teams, you would have like kind of an overarching company number that you can text from. But there is the ability through the virtual smart number on your specific account that you can run text messages from. Your dialer and things are set up from that as well. So it wouldn't be your direct, likely wouldn't be your direct cell phone number that you're using within EXP, or excuse me, within Lofty for EXP.
Yeah, the virtual number is going to tie like directly to your cell phone number, though. I mean, that's just essentially how we marry the CRM to your own personal cell device.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Thank you. And Gigi, again, I think you can hear us. I apologize. I don't have the ability to turn on your audio. Most of the questions have just been coming in through the chat. So if there's anything you've asked in the chat that we may still be able to answer here in the next minute or so, we'll give you a second. It looks like you're typing right now. I think she's asked another follow-up question in regards to the Apple Contact question. She says, with Apple Contacts, can we use an API to automatically get contacts sent to Lofty?
I'm not 100% sure on that. I would have to ask the tech team. My initial answer, just knowing how the API works and how Apple works, is no. Yeah. But we can double check with the tech team on that and get a more definitive answer for you.
Yeah, it would, if you're listening, Gigi, it would be more of a kind of advanced question for support, just to know. I know you're asking about WhatsApp contacts as well. If there was an API connection, that's again something we want to confirm with that side. But if it was tied into your Lofty, desktop or mobile version that you're using, exactly how those would sync up, I'm not positive if it's as simple as just getting like an API key and setting that up that way. So we'd have to dive in a little bit deeper, Gigi, on that question. But again, sometimes if it's just a matter of kind of understanding your end goal, if you're wanting to like on the fly put contacts in one at a time or a few at a time, the best, fastest solution to that currently would be the Lofty mobile app. If you're wanting to do it in a bulk setting, doing it CSV file via your Lofty like desktop version is likely going to be your smoothest, easiest way. Would you agree on that, Lauren?
Yeah, and just like knowing Apple, they have a very wildly different like back end than your normal like Microsoft type of situation. So they have their API situation is very unique. So yeah, honestly, the best bet would just be what you suggested.
For sure. Okay. Holly was just asking, can you touch on web page and landing pages? I don't know if there's a specific question you have, Holly. Someone earlier in the chat had asked about landing pages. You, with your Lofty account with EXP, have unlimited landing pages that you can, create, use within Lofty. As far as your website goes, you do have specific IDX website available to you guys with your Lofty, covered by your tech fee with EXP within Lofty. So I don't know if you have any specific questions around the web pages or landing pages, but today we were just more so getting into lead pipeline management and then just some of the general questions that have been coming in through the chat. Gigi says, thanks. Could you share the contact information for tech support or who we go to? Who should we talk to help you get set up and just join XP from a different brokerage? Yeah, I can definitely send some stuff here in the chat, Gigi, that'll allow you to contact support. Some of the stuff that Lauren just went through inside your Lofty account to contact them is available there too, but I'll drop some stuff here in the chat for you to be able to reach out as well. See if anything else has come in. I don't think anything else had come in. Alfred, thanks for chiming in too. For those that were wanting to know how to verbally ask questions, that's helpful for me as well. But yeah, I think for the most part, we are all set here. Lauren, I do appreciate you joining me. We may have Lauren in the future join us on some other topics. She's been extremely helpful over the last few weeks, and she's got a wealth of knowledge when it comes to Lofty. So thank you so much, Lauren, and those that are in attendance today from the XP side. Appreciate you. And we'll see you guys soon. Thanks so much, Lauren.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Have a good one, guys.